Hi guys, welcome back to Chapter Day. Today is the 15th day of a chapter day. It was supposed to be the 15th day of a chapter day, but I recorded the numbers 34 and numbers 35 on the same day. So yeah, in order to avoid any delays or anything that will, stop us from reaching our major milestone of finishing the book of Numbers. So yeah, I'm not going to make anything disrupt that. So yeah. Today we read Numbers 34, which talked about the Israelites' journey from the beginning to the point where Moses dies. But actually, Moses dies in Deuteronomy, but he gives us, a heads up that he's going to die when the Israelites want to cross the river of Jordan to get to the promised land, and Joshua will be his successor, meaning he will take over to guide and teach the Israelites, the right way to live. So yeah, and we also learned that God guided the Israelites. He disciplined the Israelites, but in all this, he mostly loved them. And I feel it kind of, goes with how our parents, parent us. They discipline us, they guide us, but they do that because they love us. So yeah, I found that really interesting. And today we'll be reading Numbers 35, which is 34 verses, so you can use your Bible at home, or I'll put a link in the description box below where you can view the full website and read at your own convenience. Okay, so now this chapter, most especially when I was reading it, which was like a few weeks ago, because I'm currently reading Deuteronomy chapter 6, it was a very, very eye-opening chapter in terms of the teachings and the morals that I got from the chapter. So this chapter mostly talks about how justice will be served for people who are, injusticely killed, and it kind of has a parallel, or kind of shows, or explains what's happening in our current crisis or society right now, so yeah, this is what this chapter talks about, and I had to do a full analysis for it. Okay, so this chapter talks about the manslayer and the avenger of the blood. So now a manslayer is someone who kills another person out of hatred, and you don't know the person, you just kill the person because you hate the person and you watch that person die. That's who a manslayer is. Now the avenger of the blood is the person that is being killed by the manslayer wrongfully because of hatred. And it says this whole chapter in summary, well, not the whole chapter in summary, Numbers chapter, the verse 25 actually says what I'm about to say down here. It says that the avenger of the blood will hunt the manslayer to avenge his blood because he was wrongfully killed. Now, this chapter doesn't only portray, it mostly talks about how justice will be served. But what really stood out to me is how justice will be served for the minority, how justice will be served for those who were wrongfully killed. So that's what really stood out to me, because it kind of like has a little, contrast or relationship to what is happening in our current society. And yeah, and this chapter talks about how justice will be served for justified murder and wrongful murder, and that stood out to me. So the avenger of the blood will hunt down the manslayer by himself to avenge his blood. Even though the manslayer runs or is not convicted of his crime, the avenger of the blood will still avenge his blood. So whether or not society sees it right for the person who has wrongfully committed something, or killed someone, the avenger of the blood, the person who's killed wrongfully, will still avenge his blood no matter what. And it's very, very, very kind of like the same thing that's happening in our society currently. And I felt like the chapter needed a little bit of analysis there, mostly for that verse, because I found it really interesting that it kind of explains what is happening. And I just want to say, yeah, it's really sad, to think that something as delicate, something as true, like something is true, delicate, and frustrating like that. I'm babbling because it's just sad to think that you would wrongfully kill someone because you just hate the person, and it's just really sad. And what's happening in society today, you kill someone because you hate the person's skin. You kill someone because of their skin color. They can't change it. There's no need to be racist. We were, brought into this world with that color. You can't change anything about it. And it's just sad to see that each and every day people of the colored race are being treated like animals and are being treated like they're less of humans, and it's just so sad. It's really saddening, as someone who is of a colored race. I'm just I don't know why I'm babbling a lot in this chapter, but it really hit home when I read it, and I didn't know how I wanted to, explain it. But yeah, rest in peace, George Floyd. Rest in peace. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.